Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Severed Sons Presents Rolling in the Netherdeep. And we're excited to bring you a brand new tale of adventure in the lands of Wildmount and Marquette. My name is Ron Murphy, Dungeon Master, and around the virtual table we have.
Hey everybody, this is Bill, and I'll be playing Orgoth Skullcrusher, your half-orc, half-drow, all badass, unarmed battle master.
Orgoth. Question of the day from the deck of cards. What goal do you hope your companions would carry on for you if you could no longer pursue it for yourself?
I would hope that the thing they would all keep trying to do is to stay together and be good to each other and do things for each other, and maybe they could also go back and drop off some gold for my mama back in Jigao. That's a thing I have to do, but I just want everyone to have that bond of friendship and camaraderie and help each other. And I think like we're starting to get there. Again, like really good. So I would hope that if something happened, everyone would keep doing that.
Hey everybody, this is Jaiden playing Laphus Prismawing, your local reborn wizard of smut. As for goals to carry on, if she can no longer do that, just give up. It's fine. If she can't do it, then obviously you guys wouldn't be able to. Not unless you get yourselves a whole fucking army and know how to get there and where it's at. So it's fine. Just move on as though it never happened.
If Laphus can't do it, no one can.
Honestly, though, death can't hold her back. Folks, thanks for being here. This is Ross. I'm playing Wilvan, and I think my answer would be obvious. Take down the Cerberus Assembly, at the very least, to stabilize them and rid the kingdom of their nonsense.
Nice. Hey everyone, this is Jaime. I'm playing North Eladrin Roguelock. You know what? Eat the rich, baby. Eat the rich.
Nice. Pollux's answer to this question would be, I would want for everyone to continue to see the world and meet every person with a song and a smile in their heart.
Aww.
Never.
Anything we need to talk about before we dive in?
There's going to be a lot of talking today, I think.
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of talking coming up. So if everyone is ready, let's begin today's episode of Rolling in the Netherdeep. Episode 54, Protective Measures. So at the end of last time, you had Question's friend, Feather, cast Speak with Animals on all of you so you could understand Parker the spider. The transformed spider told you of his home, a large city 4,000 years old, entombed in a cave that no one could leave, and home to the Drowvan people. Parker told you how he wanted to establish a portal and come into Orgoth's world with his family and explore this new world, and how everyone in the city saw him as a crackpot scientist. As we ended last week, a third spider crawled out from the armor and took Parker's granddaughter, Eleonora, in the form of a small baby spider, back home, and like crawled back into the armor after giving Orgoth a nasty look. So you're all just sitting there, like watching that happen.
How can you determine that a spider is throwing someone a nasty look?
Didn't you see it? You could clearly the eyebrows, all
they have
16
eyebrows.
of them. All 16 of them just went.
But they have like 8 eyes, only 16 eyebrows. Dang.
Welcome to math class, North.
I mean, don't you have 1 eyebrow per eye?
When I wake up, maybe, but right now, no.
No. Forget it.
But Orgoth, I'm not sure all of the spiders are your friends.
No, probably not. I don't know. We're supposed to go to something later, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's in the evening.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a little time with Parker, because, like he said, if he goes back, he doesn't know if he's gonna be here again. So I can meet you guys later, downstairs.
Sure.
Alright.
Let us know if you need anything.
Of course. Say goodbye to them little ashes. And she makes like ashes kind of do a little paw wave at him.
Parker kind of gives a wave, a very energetic wave back.
And she leaves.
What are y'all going to do at leaving Orgoth back in the room?
How far away is the meeting with the Kaka, as we call them now?
It's in the same district, because the Cool Flame is in the Sigil district, right?
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, it's in the same district. So the Lollyho is also in the Sigil district. So it's probably a good like a 30-45 minute getting through traffic.
Like in time. What time is it right now versus
It's
when
like
we have to
I want to
meet?
say lunchtime. Yeah, it was kind of no. When did Feather come over? Feather came over. She was in the area.
She came like after work or something. I
So
think,
it's like
right?
afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like middle of the afternoon.
Are the three of us still together?
Yes.
Or does somebody go off on their own?
Nope.
Then I guess as we leave Orgoth, and maybe Wilvan leads to like the common area. And he turns around and he says, "I still don't know how I feel about Parker. Nevermore. Sorry."
Whatever. I mean, you know how I feel about him.
I do. But I also know how Orgoth feels, and I want to respect that. I want to accept what I have to, but I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. It feels like Orgoth is standing on the precipice of something and could be manipulated the wrong way.
Laphus is going to look down at Ashes and goes, talk to Parker. Good, bad, how do you feel?
Ashes goes, yep, happily. It does a little like jumps down off of your shoulder and like does a little circle dance.
Aw. Well, Ashes, I feel, is a very good judge of character. And he's spoken to Parker plenty of times.
Sure.
I will
I
trust
don't know, it's
the
one of
IQ of a fox.
Well, he has my IQ in a way. But regardless, it's one of those things where, come on, it's a drow city. There's plenty of drow out here. Lol's never really done anything, even to the ones who worship her the most. And if she hasn't cocked the gun at them to do something, I mean, come on. What's one more family gonna really do?
I mean,
You're right.
technically, if they know how to open it, they could open it to other people at some point.
It's just Parker. From what I heard, they think he's some crazy person who doesn't know what they're doing, will probably get himself killed by building whatever it is that he's building.
Just feels like this burden of protection, of defending an entire people was forced upon Orgoth.
I think it was
a
more.
very-
It's not force. It's not the whole people. He just wanted to get out. Just him and granddaughter, maybe daughter.
But
I don't
what
know
the
how many-
armor means, what the medals mean.
I mean,
is
like I said, I
protector
mean,
of the people, though.
Orgoth could just toss that if he really doesn't want to do it.
Could he?
Could
It's
he,
up to
though?
him.
You're right.
We put
It is.
that on the most trusting person in this group. This is.
I mean,
Very well
it was
played.
his dad who gave him that armor initially. So if anyone's gonna be to blame, it's the dad.
And I know he's. I guess I forget that 16
Yeah.
sounds young, but he's presumably older than the rest of us were at that age.
And presumably he's not seen anything but Jagao until us.
And he's going to see a lot less in his lifetime. I just hate for it to be wasted on the wrong thing.
Yep.
All we can do is just support whatever it is that he chooses.
Yeah, you're right.
Just like he supports all of you guys and whatever I ask, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess this feels like it's starting to sound like more my problem than Orgoth's, doesn't it? I just gotta get over it.
Orgoth. You're sitting there with Parker, and Parker is kind of like calmly, like he's kind of sits out and holds one of his little legs out and touches your finger.
And Orgoth kind of like puts his hand under and scoops him up into a hand, and he's just kind of gently scratching him on his back. And he holds him up, and he's kind of looking at him.
He's like, I know it's hasn't been very long here since you first showed up, Parker, and I know that time passes different where you are, but I do feel like we've become friends. And I know you went through a lot to get these medals and to give them to me. And while I now know that you gave me the medals to try to create a stable connection for your portal, it's a lot more than that now. Because the person that wears this armor is supposed to protect your city. And I can't ignore that. So I will make a vow to be the protector of your city, to wear the armor, and to use the power that it gives me to make sure that no harm comes to your home. But that means I have to defend it against anything or anyone that's a threat. And you want to bring your family through the portal, but it's not to save them from danger. You just want to escape being made fun of. You said you want to explore and see somewhere else. And I understand. I get it. I mean, the desire to do something important for your family and to leave a place where everyone looks down on you and bullies you because you're different. But once the portal's open, you don't know if you can close it again, and that it won't get bigger, and that it won't be used as a way for all the Drauvan there to come through. And if that happens, it means that armies from here could go there. And that doesn't help keep the city safe. I know you said that you believe in science over gods, but Lolth is a goddess, and she's real, and she's powerful. She's in my head, Parker, and every day I just try to do what's right, even when it's hard. And this is the hardest.
And Orgoth intertwines his hands over Parker to kind of make a cage. And he gently but firmly holds him there.
The only way I can protect the city is to stop the one person that might accidentally let those who don't belong there in. Your family can't come here, Nevermore. You can never come back here. Your children are safe. Your granddaughter, Eleonora is safe. She can grow up to listen to music and play games and have picnics and drink coffee at that corner shop. And your family can live a life free from the threat of enemies at the gate.
And he holds Parker in his hand and looks at him. And his eyes take on this solid, dark color of a spider's eyes. And the tattoo on his shoulder shifts to have the spider legs come out of the Skullcrusher skull. And a sickly green mist comes from his hands. And he channels the touch of the Spider Queen into Parker.
You could be with your wife again. Goodbye, my friend.
Parker shivers and tries to free itself. And then suddenly you feel it twitch, the spider twitch, and stop moving. Legs just kind of twisting up in on themselves. There's a moment of silence. Suddenly your armor glows white hot, burning your skin. You feel the metals ting, and look down and you see this golden radiance come out of the 4 holes on either side. Shoom, and this golden filigree shoom, come down, making 8 spider legs, revealing a hole, a kind of like a hole right in the center of the chest plate, where something will in the future be placed there. I'll tell you about how that changes things in a second, but suddenly your hands, you see this silver line come out, whip out, and then suddenly the line snaps in 2. And you see this wisp, smoky wisp, kind of float back in front of you, floating in front of your eyes for a second. And then it goes into your armor, into the side, into where the pauldron would be. And disappears, and the warmth leaves. And all you're left with is the cold, cold feel of metal on your skin.
And Orgoth just collapses on the bed.
I'll text you what the armor can do now. Downstairs, you're talking. Laphus.
Mm-hmm.
Ashes looks up at you, kind of a pained look, and just begins howling into the air, a sad howl.
Oh, what's wrong, buddy? What happened?
And just kind of collapses onto the ground, whimpering.
No, she's gonna lean down and just start petting him and trying to feel for what could be wrong with him.
And you see his eyes are kind of wet a little bit.
Oh,
and
no. You shouldn't have moisture in you. What's going on?
Ashes kind of crawls up onto your neck and just pushes his head as close to you as he possibly can.
She's just gonna hold him super close. She doesn't know what's going on, but she's gonna hold on to him, just pet him kind of aggressively, just being no, it's okay, it's okay.
He never really calms down. He's just kind of shaking.
Laphus, I've never seen him act like that before.
I haven't either. I don't know what's going on.
Rabies?
No, they don't get the rabies after they've died.
Ah.
I don't know. I'm gonna take him outside. I'll see if that helps.
Well, we
She's
have
just
a meeting later tonight, and I think I'm gonna go get something to wear. Because I can't wear the same dress twice.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll be outside. I guess I'll walk around until then. I just don't see if I could calm him down. She's just gonna walk out with the whimpering little ashes.
Okay. So North's leaving. Laphus is outside. Wilvan, what are you doing?
This might. I can't say it specifically that I know this for a fact, but it might be the first time that everyone else left Wilvan
Mm-hmm.
instead of
You're
Wilvan leaving
right,
everyone
you're
else.
right.
God, yeah!
Yeah.
So Wilvan he's he's not offended, but he's just like he just kind of has a moment of silence to himself, and he looks at the door, looks at the stairs. Are those upstairs? Our rooms?
Yeah, stairs going up to the rooms. Yes.
He looks at the stairs and just takes in whoever's in the room, and I think he leans back into maybe an armchair and crosses his legs and absentmindedly like puts his hands like over his chest, and in that moment like feels something that he forgot about. He reaches his hand in and he pulls out the pipe of remembrance,
Mm-hmm.
and that Orgoth gave him, and so he's reaching his pouch and pull out a little tobacco, which has just like a hint of vanilla to it. He packs it real tight, and he honestly he doesn't use this much, the pipe of remembrance, but because it just feels, I don't know, feels solemn. He often just opts for the pipe that he usually smokes. So he lights it up, and he, a wisp, whatever, and then he looks at the stairs as just kind of absentmindedly, and he looks up, and the smoke above him has taken this form. It like makes like an actual form, kind of for the first time. He wasn't even sure that if he could do that, or and it's the form of a large figure, very very similar to that of Orgoth, raising fists, like just looking either way, and as the smoke around it kind of like billows in a circle, a bowl, if you will, and then another, he just goes like a little, like as he's looking up, blows out a little wisp, and that one takes the form of a much smaller figure, and the figures look at each other, and the big one takes the hand of the small one and raises that arm while his other arm is up, and then the small one slowly raises his, and it's identical to Orgoth winning the Bowl of Judgment. And I think Wilvan just sits in that for a moment. He didn't intend to make that, but almost letting the pipe speak for him. He just kind of sits there and lives in that happy memory for a moment.
Okay.
By himself.
Okay. Orgoth, are you just going to stay in your room for a while, or?
Yeah, I think Orgoth stays there for a while. It takes him a little bit to recover, because of the way that spell works.
Yeah.
Or that ability works.
Okay.
But he'd eventually, kind of absent-mindedly, just straighten the room and then go downstairs to be with his friends.
Okay. You head on down, and Wilvan is... I actually go to Laphus, because Laphus is outside with Ashes. Ashes just really never really gets... like, make an insight check, or animal handling.
Okay. Insight and handling. I'll use animal handling.
Okay.
So that's just gonna be 21.
Okay. Ashes is just really, really sad.
Seeing that Ashes has just kind of been in a out of nowhere in a downward slump,
Mm-hmm.
she's just going to go, okay, well, let's try and find something for you to do. As she like puts him around her neck and just goes, let's go get you a little hat. What about a little hat? Let's see if that helps.
And Ashes looks up, just like hooded eyes, kind of looks at you and goes, "Yep."
Yeah, let's go get you a little hat, little guy. Come on.
Little bow tie, little booties.
She's gonna head off to the bazaar and just see if she could find him like a little outfit for not
Okay.
just for the meeting, but also for just general use.
Okay.
Or-
I think by the time North gets to shopping, a dress shopping place, Orgoth has come downstairs. So Orgoth, you see Wilvan at the bottom of the stairs, but Laphus and North are gone.
Wilvan will. I'm sorry, Wilvan. Orgoth will swing by the bar and get 2 ales
Mm-hmm.
from Spike, and then come over and put one in front of Wilvan, and he'll sit down with one from him.
He's like, so where'd everybody go?
Ashes was a little out of sorts. Laphus went to take care of him, and I believe North is shopping for a new dress, it seems. Puff, puff.
I brought a beer because I thought we could have beer.
I'd like that.
Orgoth, Wilvan is definitely smoking the pipe you got for him.
Hey, how's the pipe work? Does it draw pretty good? That's what pipes do, right?
Yeah, they do. It's good you don't know that. It's a habit you shouldn't pick up. But no, it's delicious. The tobacco I use is one thing, but he starts kind of like in his mouth, and he's like, is that almost tastes like balsam, a little pine. That doesn't usually come with mine. But no, it's well crafted.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad that you like it.
And Wilvan kind of like he'll meet Orgoth's gaze and look back up to the smoke above him, and he'll point and he'll say, "You remember that? Wasn't long ago, but you remember that?"
Oh yeah. Hey, I guess the pipe does what the guy said the pipe would do.
Yeah, it's the first time I've gotten it to work.
That's really neat. I like that. Yeah, I like that you remember us too, like doing a good thing together.
Wilvan, you look down from the smoke, kind of like this is a picture. It's kind of like the smoke is like gradually kind of dissipating. You know how like it like is a image, but it's kind of like just slowly the smoke's drifting out and the image is slowly going away. You look down at Orgoth's armor, and you see the golden 8 stripes, for lack of a better term, coming in from the outer edges of the armor into a central location where something is obviously missing from the center. And he was not wearing this 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, he'll take that in, and he doesn't hide the fact that he's looking at that. He very much kind of gives Orgoth an up and down, and he reaches forward and he grabs the tankard from the table in front of him and holds it out and just says, "You all right?"
Yeah, Yeah. I'm okay. I'm all right. Uh, I I I took the responsibility seriously.
I have no doubt.
So so yeah, I guess I'm the protector of the city.
That's good of you, Orgoth. But that doesn't surprise me one bit. He'll drink alongside him. His pipe is still simmering. He packed it pretty tight. And he goes. I think he maybe takes another big draw, and lets it out. And he starts like doing smoke rings, and it's like circle, just almost like he's just pensively letting the silence mature. And I think as his mind drifts, 4 smoke rings just kind of hover above both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really make shapes, but they're 4 distinct smoke rings that don't continue to rise and don't dissipate for a moment. But I think it's just silent drinking from Wilvan.
Okay. North.
Yes.
So where do you head to?
Like, I'm just going like, we're in the Sigil district, right?
Yes.
I'm going somewhere nearby. Like I've seen the district like
Mm-hmm.
for a while now. I know my
Yeah.
spots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking for something formal that can be worn with like a few sword sheaths that still
Okay.
looks pretty like we're going profesh tonight.
Okay.
We're not gonna show any tit. We're gonna have like a high collar, and we're going for a leg.
You see this shop. It's run by a woman that you've talked to before in shopping. Her name is Zandra Montero, and she's a human female, round with a kind of a square face, square jaw, straight, dyed teal hair, black eyes, soft white skin. And she looks up at you, and she's like, "Oh, got a party to go to?
Hello again?
It's nice to see you
Yes,
again."
Oh, party, more like formal meeting.
Come in, come in. I can bring you some samples.
Oh,
Here.
yes, please.
And
Do you have anything like ready to wear?
ready to wear? I believe so. If you go into this room here, I will have my assistant bring them to you.
Oh, of course, thank you.
Okay.
I'm also taking this time to just zone out a little bit because like it's been a lot today so far.
Yeah.
Just like simmer everything.
And there's a soft knock at the door.
Let her in.
And this person holding like 3 or 4 dresses, like a big handful, like over their head, comes into the room, hangs them on a thing, and you look, and it's Pollux.
Oh, hello there.
Hi. Hey, it's good to see you. And he doesn't have his lute.
I do not reply to "it's good to see you" because I don't want to lie to him.
I'm just helping out a friend. They had somebody call in sick, so I was just here looking at all the pretty things, and I wanted to help them.
So how long are you gonna keep this job?
Is this a job? I'm kind of just
don't know.
helping a friend.
Oh, you're helping out. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Laphus is my boss, so. Is any of these dresses good? And he holds one up.
Are they good? I'm looking for something sleek, something elegant, a bit showy, but not too much.
Okay. And he goes back out and comes back with some slinky numbers. Xandra helped me pick these out for you.
Okay. I'm just gonna like. Do you have this one in another color?
I can find out. And he leaves and comes back.
I'm just gonna do my shopping, just like very casual, not being overly friendly with him.
Okay, okay.
Not his friend. Just polite acquaintance.
Got
if
it.
You will.
Okay. And Pollux comes back and hands you one. Like, there's like 3 different colors.
I guess in the end I'm gonna find something that works. Probably.
Yeah. There's one that's probably a good fit for you. And it's whatever color you would like to make it.
Yes, excellent. I'm going for a like dark steel blue because like right now I have the whole autumn look going on. So I am not. I'm just going for very classic, very nice.
That
Showing a bit
is
of
a
light.
very classic look on you. It goes well with your eyes.
Thank you.
He waits.
I'll go with this one.
I'm sorry?
I'll go with this one.
Okay.
Yes.
He takes it, and I'll have Sandra box it up. I think that's what you say?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Good
I'll
job.
make sure
Good
they put
job. You're doing great.
Thank you. I'll make sure they put an elven ribbon on it. And
A what?
elven ribbon on it.
Pollux, come back here.
Comes back.
You can leave the dress. Don't mention the elven ribbon.
But it'll make it look pretty.
What's an elven ribbon to you, Pollux?
An elven ribbon looks like the forest, and it's green and beautiful, and you can hear the songs through the trees as you're looking at this ribbon that's all tied up, and it's a pretty bow.
So elves are forest.
Not necessarily. Only the forest elves are.
Wood elves?
Yes.
Do you know what you're talking about when you're talking about anything elven?
Yes, I do. I mean, I'm an elf, obviously.
Where are you from, Pollux, if I may inquire?
I'm from the south. I'm one of those southern elves.
Relative to?
The south? To the north. Or the east or the west. So, south.
That's not very precise.
I'm from the Penumbra Mountains, originally.
Penumbra Mine? You mean in Jorhas?
Yeah.
Where on the map?
It's
not
actually
south,
the
is
south.
it?
It's a real place.
Really?
They're the south.
Yeah, I know it's a real place. Is it actually south?
Yeah, it's in the southeast corner of the continent. Yeah.
But we're not on the same continent right now.
Not right now.
so-
No. He came over here with you, so.
Got it all fucked up, but okay.
I don't think this guy knows exactly on the map where we are in the whole world. So.
I don't think he knows where he is at any moment in his life, honestly. You see, Pollux, when you do these little, like, this elven thing, it can be offensive to some people.
To who?
Because elves mostly, because you're playing on
But you're not an
stereotypes all
elf.
I am a kind of elf, in a way.
You're an Eladrin, right?
Elves come from the Feywild.
So you're a Fey elf.
Yes, but it's kind of a type of,
Okay, and
like you would call a drow, but some people, they're also like, like same taxonomy somewhere,
I don't really. I mean, if you've got pointy ears, you have some sort of elf in you,
Not necessarily, no.
Really?
Really, and the things you say they can seem very, innocent. But they can be pretty fucking offensive because they play on stereotypes.
Oh, I don't want to make anybody a stereotype.
So, maybe tone down on the elf this, elf that, orc this, orc that, like naming
I've never said
things.
anything about orcs. It's all elves.
I'm just in advance, saying that in advance. How about
Are all Fey
shut
elves
the
grumpy?
Laphus isn't there, but she says yes.
Alex?
Huh?
I might be in the ladron, if I elf, but I am not the mouthpiece for all fucking Eladrins in the world.
Sorry, this is Ron laughing now.
Don't want me to be that.
Pollock says, "Oh, I know that, but
Yeah. How about books? You know how to read.
he thinks for a second. Yeah,
Don't you? Why do you have to think about that? Oh, yes. What languages do you read?
I read Elf,
Elvish.
and I read Common. I think it's called. It's Elven Common, but that's what my mom told me.
Pollux, what did I just say?
No, that's what my mom called it. It was Elven
Okay, that's
Common.
what your mom called it.
Yeah.
Well, I would recommend you get a few books.
You have to say it with an Elven accent. That's why it's, Elven Common.
I am going to leave before I do something unwise.
Well, I hear Fey elves are really, really wise, so I that would...
Educate yourself.
Okay.
Because some people might not be as kind as I am right now.
Okay.
I am going to head over to the counter, pay for my shit,
Uh-huh.
and just lean in. This guy might lose you some customers,
Actually, he sang a song outside, and we had like 5 new customers come in.
Yeah, he's a bit like coming out of the maybe.
People really seem to like him. He's real friendly.
I've had like a few microaggressions right there and there, so how about
Oh, I am truly sorry.
I know he's not your employee, but like you might just want to be.
Oh, here, I'll just give you a little discount. I'm sorry about that.
No, you don't have to. No, he's not your employee. He doesn't speak for you. I know. You make the most beautiful things.
Well, thank you. I hope you enjoy this outfit for the evening, or whenever you're going to wear it.
Tonight. Can't wear the same thing twice.
Mm-hmm. You look over, and Pollux has brought shoes over to this couple, and helping the wife try on the shoes. And the wife is like, "These are the most beautiful shoes I've ever seen in my entire life. They're so beautiful." And Pollux goes, "Yeah, they're elven shoes." And it's like, "I'll take them."
Are the elven made?
No. Make a history roll, actually.
Do I get advantage because I'm?
That quiet little no.
It's like a 21.
They are not elven made.
Just gonna walk out like they're not elven made.
Laphus, what kind of outfits do you get for?
Laphus actually finds him. It's just like a little long, like dog collar. Brown in color, has black. Has like a black collar on it.
Mm-hmm.
A little chain around that is attached to a working, like, little miniature pocket watch that's dangling from it.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually does get him like a little like top hat, but then she stares at it and then it's just like, nah, just get rid of the top hat. And so he's just wearing like this nice little long it kind of, for you all, it kind of looks like a little steampunky.
Mm-hmm.
So it's made of leathers, and it's super super sophisticated on this beautiful beautiful black fox. And so she's going to like grab onto him and just goes, "Oh, look at you! Do you like? Is this the one? Is this the one for you?"
He gives kind of like a half-hearted yep, and
Oh,
looks at you kind of like with loving eyes. Like
no.
he's happy, but he's still sad. It's that kind of like, I know you're doing
Mhm.
something to cheer me up, but I'm still feeling sad right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll just keep it at that. I'm not gonna push him to just be happy. Just wanted to lift his spirits a little bit, and I'm gonna pick him up, put him over me, and I'm just gonna go. All right, let's go lolly ho it up, I guess.
Okay, so you're gonna go to the Lollyho directly.
Yeah.
Okay. North, where do you head?
And look, I need to do the full thing.
Mhm.
I need to make this already pretty canvas even prettier.
Okay.
What I was going for with the high color is I want to go like with the hair loose to just like frame the face as much as possible. So back in the day on my wanted posters, I had short hair, so the face was less it was very like point and center, So I want it to be like a bit more muted. I'm gonna even use like my makeup / disguise kit to contour to make the traits a bit more like softer. Just like
Okay.
the man cannot know we can shape shift, kind of deal. Contour.
Nice. So, and I'm assuming you're doing that back somewhere else, or are you going back to the Cool Flame?
I'm gonna grab a carriage to go back to the Cool Flame and do all that.
Okay. You get there, and Wilvan and Orgoth are there in the common area, and they are. You can smell what kind of smell did you say the smoke was? Wilvan?
It's vanilla, like just a
Vanilla.
hint, tobacco vanilla. You can only taste the pine. You can't really smell it.
Yeah, because there's like a little bit of vanilla hint in the air.
And
Like-
tobacco, nice.
Yeah.
Probably a smell you're familiar with. But
Very
you've
much
smoked
so.
before.
Yeah.
Very
Um,
How long has we been down here?
Probably like an
North comes
hour
back?
or so.
Yeah, there's like 3 tankards in front of Orgoth, and he's on his 4th one.
Wilvan's just got the one.
All right, boys, we gotta get ready. Orgoth, don't drink too much. We have
North,
to be
you
presentable
see
for
the armor
cacas.
for the first time.
I will clock that. I will say nothing like I did for the tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot show up drunk with big boys.
No, I'm fine. I'm all right.
Take a lot more not to put him down.
Yeah, let's just make sure that this one's the last one. I'm gonna go upstairs.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
I think Wilvan rolls his eyes as North passes and walks not for North, but more for Orgoth, and maybe gives Orgoth that like shake of a head with that kind of that, and like might even there's like a swig left in his tankard, and he'll just slide that over to Orgoth, like a dad giving a kid a beer before he's of age, but being like, don't mind her.
I know she's just trying to make, to take care of us, me. So it's okay. It's all right. But yeah, I'll finish this because you can't leave any in the bottom. That's it's like a sin or something.
This meeting tonight, I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. I don't know who we can expect to be there.
Well, it's with Saward, right?
And the assembly, us, perhaps some allegiance. But
It also mentioned on the invitation that North's mother, Hamowin, will be there. It's actually the full name, Hamowin Delore Mitchell. Delore, like hyphen Mitchell.
There's going to be a lot of different motivations and intentions in that room tonight. Just be on top of your game and don't say more than you have to. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah. We should come up with maybe something you say, like a word or something, if you want me just to start, like beating up Cerberus Assembly guys.
Oh, sure. We can have a word.
Pineapple.
It's like something you wouldn't normally say, so it doesn't accidentally happen in conversation.
Oh, it's not going to happen. I don't think tonight's the night, but we can have a word.
Yeah, because I don't know. You said we don't know what's going to happen, so like I want you to understand, Wilvan, that I'm there for you. And if that means we have to take down some Cerberus Assembly people tonight, that is what it means.
I do know that, Orgoth, and I appreciate it. Wilvan will clap the pipe against his palm and drop the ashes in his empty tankard, pocket it again, and maybe get up and look out the window and see if he can see Laphus.
Does not see Laphus. No, you're not outside.
He'll turn back and say, "Looks like Laphus is trailed off by herself, but she knows what time the meeting is."
Yeah.
Wilvan's getting a little antsy now that moment of peace has passed. He looks up at the sun out of the window and back at the stairs to look for north and
late afternoon.
And he says, "With the Cerberus Assembly, Orgoth, what they show you is not always the truth, and what they tell you is not always what they mean. So all four of us need to go in tonight with an open mind and with the intention of getting out as well. I don't think tonight's going to be the fight. Rest assured, there will be a fight. But I'm not sure that's tonight."
Okay.
I just want you to be careful. And forgive me, I'm not your father, but you're my friend. And these are bad people.
Yeah. I'll be careful. I will make sure. I won't talk. I'll make sure that I wait like for you to give me the word before I do anything. And I know you're not. I know you're not my father. Like I know that. Because one, you're not a drow, but also, but I think of you like an uncle or something, or like a big brother I didn't have. So I get it. I get what you're saying.
And you don't need to keep your mouth shut tonight, Orgoth. You're a very serious asset to this team, and you're smarter than anyone gives you credit for. That's not what I mean to say. But don't misplace your trust. They got silver tongues, and they know how to use them.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to you and North and Laphus and North's mama. Like that's it. So I'm gonna follow your guys' lead, okay? And then And then if I have to do any talking, maybe it has to be with my fists or whatever needs to happen.
He'll give him a nod as his head turns back to the window. I think he says to himself, like very, very quietly, just, "Gods, I hope I know what I'm doing."
Laphus, you're the first to arrive. There's a big sign outside that says, apologies, private party this evening.
Okay.
And there is a Hand of Ord. Actually, 4 members of the Hand of Ord at the front door.
Okay, so she isn't gonna go in by herself, mostly because I'm sure she's still waiting to see if Wilvan has any questions
Mm-hmm.
that he wants her to ask the Cerberus Assembly when they are alone.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just going to be kind of just not leaning, but standing next to the wall, waiting for them.
Okay.
Staring at like the main road that leads to here.
Okay. North, you finish. Actually, Wilvan and Orgoth, what do you wear to the party?
Is it a party?
Well, it was a formal invitation. And it's kind of dinner is actually, it sounded like there was going to be a dinner of some sort.
Is there any way Orgoth's nice suit fits over that armor?
Oh, hell no. It was tailored within an inch of its life. No.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. Orgoth is going to. It's too late to shop. He's gonna clean up as best he can.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going in the armor. He's
okay.
It's not going to change into the other.
Okay.
His fancy duds. Mm-hmm. He is wearing the armor.
Orgoth, make a religion roll, because you've read a little bit of the books.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's find out what happens. I got a +1. That would be a 12.
It's really interesting because, like, silver and like dark colors are usually the colors that Lolth espouses, and the fact that this is like showy gold is quite striking and unusual.
The new part.
The new part, yeah.
Over the silver.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that Orgoth's going to take some time and polish the armor up.
Mm-hmm.
If it needs it, he'll spot touch it and basically just get as presentable as he can.
Okay.
He does change into the black leather pants from the tailored outfit. So he's not wearing the like kind of brown patched together.
Got it. Okay.
Things he has. He's got like his black leather pants on. And those boots. So kind of from the waist down, he's ready for show, and the waist up, he's ready to go. And then he'll.
Okay. Wilvan, what are you going to wear?
Wilvan would make a point to go bathe before.
Okay.
And just make sure that he gets that tobacco smell, that very specific tobacco smell off of him.
Would that tobacco smell be from like a familiar smell from the Empire? Like something you brought with you from the Empire?
Maybe. He's probably taken to that vanilla flavor for a long time, and it's probably less familiar to the Empire and more familiar to him.
Got it. Okay. That's good to know. Yes.
In doing so, he'll like get out and like start considering how to present himself, and probably like stand in his room in a towel for a few moments and think on it. and then he'd put on his normal wear, not change anything specific, but I think he leaves the hat and finds maybe he goes and checks North's room, and if Jamie's okay with it being unlocked, he'll go in and add some and take like a bottle of whatever hair product that they have, and
That's foam for your curls, not that one.
he'll slam it down and grab another one. Like, it doesn't really fucking matter to him. But he walks back out, and he puts a like kind of a lot in his hair and slicks it back to where it's like it's not like glued to his head, but it just gives his hair a very different texture.
Right.
Then he's trying to change his look without using magic this time.
Yeah.
So, but he doesn't dress up.
Would you need a little help with this guy's kit?
No, thank you. I don't think they'll recognize me, but
Sure.
I don't want to give them the satisfaction that they think that they deserve any of my primping. And he'll hand that back and wipe his hands on his pants.
Okay.
But I think he's just dressed normally. He's just got kind of a different vibe.
Okay. After a bit, North comes down. What do you look like, North?
The dress is made to like I selected it to accommodate the armor as if it was an accessory.
Got it. Okay.
So it's very like high color, long sleeves, and the bottom like ties at the waist, so it shows a lot of leg.
Mm-hmm.
But like it still goes down a little bit, like at the front. It still hides the good bits.
Got it. Okay.
And we're going with long, almost like over the knee boots, just to finish that up. The swords are there. The hairpiece from the party is also in there.
Orgoth, are you armed? You're muted.
Sorry, no more than I usually am.
Okay. Wilvan, are you armed? You're muted.
Nah, you're muted. Ha ha.
I don't mute very often. Definitely not the daggers that he usually carries. Yeah, I guess, he'd leave the daggers and the longsword in his room. He just has a crossbow.
And
Do you need any daggers? I have 8.
And your drum? Bringing your drum?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the new one, for sure.
Okay.
Leave anything from his old identity behind.
Okay. So, Laphus, you're heading... I'm just going to skip a little bit. Laphus, you're waiting. Takes about maybe like 2 hours. Actually, quite a long time. You're probably, reading a book or something? Passing the time?
Probably, yeah.
What book? I gotta know.
Nice. God. Probably, oh God, now I'm in the spot. I
know. That was not fair of me.
No, I wasn't. Yeah, no, because I didn't think that I would be even reading a book today. Probably just go down with one of the older ones that I have, and just Lord of the Unzipped Flies. So
Perfect.
It's always good to
Baldur's the
reread,
Batgate.
your favorite books. So, and you see a carriage pull up, and North, Wilvan, and Orgoth pile out of it. And this is the first time for you to see Orgoth's new armor.
all right. Well, I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
He probably bought it when she wasn't looking. So
And the three of you see Laphus standing there, and holding a book, and Ashes dressed up to the nines.
He looks adorable.
He's so dapper.
A handsome boy. You see 4 Hand of Ord, a unit at the door, front door to the Lollyho. And you see actually another carriage pull up, and this dark-skinned man, he's wearing these white robes with a blue design over kind of like a robe that kind of just hangs off of his shoulders. North, make a history roll.
Oh, that's a freaking Cobalt Soul dude for sure. Fuck me, I got a nat one.
Okay. The colors remind you of the Cobalt Soul. I'll give you that one, but he's got little gold trim. He kind of goes up to the Hand of Ord, and they give him a cursory pat down, and he just kind of nods, and he heads inside.
Do we hear anything from this exchange?
You hear he doesn't say anything, but you hear somebody say, right this way, Mr. See if I can get this name right. Right this way, Mr. Iolethia.
I don't know how this is written, but okay.
Iolethia, Mr. Iolethia.
Do we all hear that?
Yeah.
And is that a familiar name?
Make a history check. You may have heard this name in conversation.
13.
No. Anybody else?
I mean, I didn't recognize him on sight.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Laphus wouldn't care. She's gonna head over to Wilvan and just goes, "So, you think of any questions? 1 or 2?"
Yeah, I'd like to know who sent them, if they're here of their own accord or if they were sent by the king. Ron, the king, being is the king of Dwendal right now. Is it Adis? Prince Adis, or is it King Bertram?
I don't have my.
I think it's still King Bertrand.
Yeah, it's King Bertrand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
time-wise, in the Critical Role campaign, this is like toward the end of the second campaign.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's still the same guy.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I'd like to know who sent them. I would very much like to know who the new Hand of the King is. I want to know who's whispering in his ear right now. And bonus points if you can get him to mention Cross, Ravana, or Descendants. I want to know if she's still involved.
We're on a crosser. Okay, got it.
But you don't need to press too hard for any of those things. I think just by watching tonight, I'm going to learn quite a bit.
All right, we all ready, guys?
Big sigh from
Okay.
Wilvan, but a head nod.
You head toward the front entrance. The Hand of Ord. I'm sorry, but Shaman Ord will be in attendance this evening. I must search all of you. My apologies. And does a search.
Mine are visible.
He
Except
hands
for the needle of mending, which
Yeah.
is in my hair.
Okay. You make a sleight of hand to hide that. So tell me what you roll.
Ron, that would be a 29.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay. That does not get found, but how many other weapons do you have visible?
I have my 2 swords.
Okay.
I left the daggers back home, except for the hairpiece and the needle
Okay.
of mending, which is a needle.
Mm-hmm.
So, it could be in a little sewing kit in case my
Right.
my outfit has a little issue.
A little rip. Somebody, one of the Hand of Ord members,
Hand them
cuts
over.
cuts off pieces of like string and says, "For peace bonding your weapon," and hands it to you. Once you've
Thank
peace
you.
bonded, you may enter.
Oh, absolutely, I would.
Starts to pat down Laphus, and it's like, is feather what? Like, strange body shape.
Don't ask.
Do you have any weapons or anything on you besides? You don't have any like daggers or anything.
No.
Okay.
She picks up Ashes and goes pat him down too. Make sure.
Little like soft. Yep. Pats down. It's like, is anything in like? I have this vague memory. Is anything inside of Ashes right now?
Just the Jamonso Ord's actual badge that he has to barf up in order to get rid of.
No, that's a 3. Pat down. It's thorough, but not that thorough. So you may enter. Goes up to Orgoth. Champion. Pats you down.
Yeah. There you go.
Do you have any daggers or anything like that beside anything?
No. I
Okay.
didn't even bring a net or boomerangs or anything. It's a dinner, right?
It's a
It's like
dinner,
party.
right?
Okay,
I hope you brought a fork.
Well,
He's joking.
wait,
He's joking.
guys, you don't have forks here?
Oh, I'm kidding.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
the only thing
Hey, you guys, yeah.
the only thing you need to be armed with is a fork here tonight.
Oh, that's good. And you guys get to eat because I can make them bringing some stuff out if you.
Reese,
You want a plate or something? Yeah?
If there was
Oh.
food left over, they were going to send some out after, but that's hours from now. So
Yeah. Okay. How many is it?
How many guys are on
there's
the
4
on the
here, and you
4,
see there's 4 more kind of walking the streets. There's 8 out here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know about. I don't know how much I can get, but I'll try to bring some stuff out.
The champion is looking out for us, and he's like happy. Wilvan.
Wilvan approached this gentleman
Mhm.
smoking his old pipe, like
Right.
just kind of like almost a performance,
Mhm.
if you will.
Yeah.
And when it's his turn, he or when Orgoth is being searched, Wilvan pockets that and at the same time grabs the custom Jamon's badge
Mm-hmm.
and like hides it from view and puts his hands on the back of his head while he gets searched.
Okay.
So the badge is against his head right now.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand.
Fingers are crossed. Ooh, that's a 17.
Okay. Let me roll for them. Okay. They pat you down. And what weapons are visible on you?
A crossbow, an unloaded crossbow,
Okay.
and the drum, which is just an instrument.
They say if you have a quiver, like a quiver for your bolts for the crossbow, they offer to hold those for you.
And with his hand still up, Wilvan like gives him his hip.
And they take it off your belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
They take it to there's an area that has a lockbox. That's actually like something they brought in, a chest, and they unlock it and put it in there and lock it back. They're holding on to the key. And they give you.
Deliberately doesn't speak during any of this.
Okay.
As I bind my weapons so that they can't unsheath, can I try a sleight of hand to just like make them, if I just like do a little pull and everything goes off?
They asked you to bind it like you to bind it.
Okay.
So but they're watching. So make the
Okay.
sleight of hand.
Good.
Or is there a rope use or like a
Ron, that would be a natural 20 for 33.
Okay. Yeah, it wouldn't take much to. Phew.
Just finish that off with a pretty little bow.
Okay. Trying to think. Yeah, so they just asked you to peace bond, and they watch everybody tie them on. And Wilvan, if you have any other weapons that need peace bonding, they'll hand you some string to tie them on.
Yeah, it would have just been the bolts.
Yep, exactly. So you're fine. And they lead you inside. The second you get inside, you hear... you see these 3 little figures run at you from down the stairs. And it's Nomi and Trevor, and there's this little orc girl with them. And they're like, North! And they wave, and they come down the stairs. 2 mummies here, too. And they hug you. Hi, Laphus. Hi, Wilvan. Hi, Orgoth. And this is... what was her name? This is... Nomi comes up and says, this is my best friend, Sasha. She goes to school with me.
Oh, hi,
And
Sasha.
Sasha's like waves. It's like, hi. I was told I could bring a friend, so I have a friend.
Give me a second, I'm just writing that. I brain farted so hard. I'm just like, how do you... There we go.
Okay.
Let's go. How long have you known each other?
A few weeks, few months. We
New
go.
friends.
Yeah, we're pretty new friends. I'm taking classes at the school now, and she's my best friend there. And Sasha's like, yeah, we're friends.
Looks a little shy.
Mm-hmm. Sasha seems real shy.
Do I get like just from a quick once over, like do I get like upbringing, whatever, like type of deal, like does she look a little scrappy?
Are you saying like is she homeschooled?
No, does she look as scrappy as Nomi would be, as nimble of the fingers?
Make a perception roll, I think.
Perception, where's that? Dirty 20.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to be. In fact, she kind of like keeps her hands behind her, like hidden a little bit. You know, she's kind of like doing the
Flag.
introvert, kind of like, you know.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, everything's a red flag to North. The fuck
I
am I
go
about?
get her parents and just
The so and they say, well, we're gonna be eating upstairs, and I can't be there the whole time, and like Daddy's gonna take us home.
tomorrow.
What?
You got school tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go to bed too late.
No. But we're gonna try to stay up as much. We're gonna try. She whispers, we're gonna try to stay up as long as we can.
Hands to yourself tonight, Nomi.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean.
Make a persuasion roll, or intimidation.
And you ask me to intimidate my.
I do. You are the adult in this situation.
I'm gonna go persuasion.
Okay.
I wish I could roll like this every day. Dang, it's +6. That's a 21.
Okay. She's like, okay. And she hands you a bag and then runs up.
Holy shit! Evidence! What's in there?
There are, you see Rahi, and she's actually like talking with servers at the bar. And there's already people like running up and down. It's a crazy busy, like, even though there's probably not going to be that many people here. You see, behind you, the door opens as you're like, just coming in the building. You see headmasters James Chiron and Grizz Alakritos from the Allegiance of Allsight. And they say, oh, the Favoured Few! Oh, you'll be joining us tonight.
any potted plants or something nearby?
No.
Where do I put that?
You're at the let me see what kind of. They have a fountain, like a magical fountain that's kind of like. It's about maybe 2 feet deep.
Is it? How high is it?
And then the fountain kind of goes up like it's like a little like ledge for sitting on,
Okay.
and it's like a wishing kind of well, but like the water is 2 feet deep, and the water sprays up about.
Okay, so
3
there's
feet.
no like piece where it just like dangles. Oh, shit.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna like accidentally draw. Like I'm gonna like yeet that somewhere towards a corner,
Yep.
far away from me.
Okay, make a sleight of hand.
22.
Okay, you managed to kind of yeet it into the corner behind
It's like a
the fountain.
plus 13.
Okay.
So I'm not worried.
Okay, not worried. The headmasters. It's like, so I heard you're here as expert witnesses on Kelmaro. I would really like to enjoy hearing your firsthand accounts of what happened
It's
below.
actually very surprising that we were called for this. We've only been once.
Well, apparently, Saord wants you to go again.
Huh? Do they now?
I was hoping to convince them. Apparently, and this is like James Cameron talking. Apparently, because we are going under a review of all of our people down below,
Of course.
having you, the 4 of you, favorites of Jamon Saord, going down below, we can continue our exploration and find out more about down below, Kelmaro, from you, until we get confirmed, secure archaeologist. And then you'll be free, unless you want to keep on our payroll, of course.
Did we even say yes to that?
We didn't say no. I think.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The let's see. As you're talking, Jimishaga comes to the top of the stairs and says, "Right this way, please." She says, and she's a tall, elderly woman, Jamon's right-hand person. Please, I wish to show you to the dining room. We will be meeting elsewhere in the building, but dinner first. And they lead the 6 of you up. You get inside and you see Hamoen and Mitchell and the kids who they actually have a little like baby table to the side
Oh.
for the 3 of them. But Hamoen and Mitchell are sitting close to the head of the table. There's a large chair, which obviously is for Jamon, at the head. And on the other side are a place for a Jimishaga. And also the headmasters. And then you'll be sitting next to the headmasters. It looks like from the placemats that are placed down, like those little like cards with names on them. And there's like symbols for the Cerberus Assembly. And so they'll be sitting next to the ambassador, Hamoen. And there are 5 places for the Cerberus Assembly.
I feel like our buddy Wolcott's gonna show up too.
Hamoen gets up and comes over to North and says hello. Also, coming up the stairs a little bit later, after you arrive, you see the man, the dark-skinned man with the brown hair. He comes in, and you get it now, and you look over, and there's a card that's would be sitting on the other side of you all, the 4 of you. It says, Jamil Jamil Alethea. And there's a little symbol for the cobalt soul
Oh, of course.
next to that name.
Now that I know the name, do I have like any bell that rings? Like
He's a monastic high curator. So he's like the head of the organization in
Ank'harel.
In Ank'harel, yes.
Okay.
Hamwen kind of like nods to all four of you and says, hopefully this won't be too, I understand from Jaman it might be a little bit anxiety inducing tonight. Hopefully it will go calmly and quickly.
Oh, that sounds like all my nights recently, so.
How's Ashes being? Is he okay?
He's a little bit better, but he's not moving. He's doing the dead hang that he normally does when he's not. But every once in a while, when like there's nobody paying attention to you, he'll wake up for a second and press his head against your shoulder.
No, baby.
Please, Jamil comes over to you and says, I hear that you are friends of our I can't remember what level Question is. You are friends of Question? Oh, friends, yes.
I'm friends with Question.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. You must be Orgoth. She has said many good things about you.
That's very nice.
I am, you may call me Jamil. I am the monastic high curator and head of the organization here, and I hear that you've been doing quite good work for our friends with the Allegiance of Allsight. And I want you to know that you have the Cobalt Soul's full support in whatever you need in your delvings into Kael Mara. And he kind of nods, doesn't really get a response out of any of you, and then
Orgoth puts his hand forward and shakes their hand.
Yeah.
And very present in the moment.
Yes.
Says, it is very nice to meet you.
You'll have to come over with Question and have coffee with me one evening. It would be nice to know more about you, more about a friend of Question's.
Oh, okay. That would be nice. I'm sure we would like to go. Probably.
I'm making sure to clock everything about this person, considering I'm friends with the organization, but poor Damali.
Yep, exactly. And you're not wearing any Cobalt Soul anything right now.
Not right now.
Yeah. The
I was not invited as a representative on the Cobalt Soul, so I'm not.
Right. You're not
wearing
representing
colors.
them. Yeah. The you wait for 15, 20, 30 minutes. The Cerberus Assembly, it's past time for the dinner to start. The waiters are holding plates of food ready to get people to sit down.
I think in that, while we're waiting, the later and later it gets, Wilvan's eyes start to check all corners of the room and windows and doors for traps and whatnot.
Make a perception check.
17 again.
17. Okay. Everything seems cool. You don't see any obvious traps or even any. You know from past experience that they like to use scrying spells, and scrying spells will usually have some sort of magic eye that can sometimes invisible that can spy on you, but sometimes you can catch them out of the corner of your eye, and you do not see any of those.
I love that you said that, because I've had scrying prepared for months and I haven't used it, and that makes so much sense.
Yes. The but after about 30 minutes, the doors open and 5 mages wearing red, led by Walcott, come in. And these are the 4 mages that presented themselves to Jamon. And as they enter, at the same time, somehow, Jamon comes from another door back towards the back, enters at the same time. Almost
oh wow,
like
you guys
planned
planned
it.
that whole thing?
I was gonna say that it was past being like fashionably late, but if Jamon is showing up, I'm not gonna say anything.
Jamon goes and sits down and says, please be seated and no business talk as we eat. Only get to know one another. Let's reach across the table and make a common bond. And Jamon kind of notices and nods to Laphus and to the rest of the Favoured Few. You see North, you see Nomi and Sasha. They're doing the whole kind of like they talk like there's, and they kind of like lean into each other and whisper into each other's ears and laugh. And Trevor's just kind of sitting there like this, playing with his food. The Jimmy Shaga bangs her staff on the floor, and the waiters start putting food. Like it's like fancy, like Downton Abbey. Puts the plate with the cupboard on it, lifts it up, and it's like, and this is a barbecued death dog. A barbecued death dog served with pureed bilberries. And there's some potatoes, and there's a salad. And they go through the entire meal. The headmasters sit next to you.
Vegetarian options.
There are. We have roasted turnips with stewed kiwis and a slice of cornbread.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Also, we have boiled flail snail. I don't know if that's vegetarian or not.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
I mean, North is pescatarian, but like flail snail, that's a bit weird.
The so Jamil's on one side of you. What order? Let's find out. What order do you sit? Like if Jamon's at the head of the table, Chimishaga, the 2 Allegiance of All Sight, and then the 4 of you. Who's sitting next to what? And who are you across from?
I mean, if the ambassador and her husband are right next to Jamon, I'm gonna be fucking far off anyways. So.
Okay.
Can't really talk to mom at the table right now.
You know, I'll be right next to Gimme Shaga.
Okay.
If given an option,
You're just pushing the headmasters away like, no, that's my spot.
My seat. Yeah, you totally like kind of.
Before they even sat down, she just sits down, opens her book. She changed it to a different book. She's now reading Butt Sluts Go Nuts 69.
let's go nuts.
There's 68 more of those.
There
That's
are.
what it means.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Okay.
Like a weekly publication.
Right. It's kind of formulaic, but you can really get behind the stories.
Yeah. I'd read it just for the articles.
I love that y'all are
Wilvan-
kind of like there's like there's name plates for each table, and like y'all are like throwing them out. Like
Yeah,
screw
like-
this. So yeah.
Wilvan had the intention of going in, sitting as far away from the assembly members as possible, but
Mhm.
since we got there first, that's not possible. So he would position himself just next to North.
Okay. Okay.
And Orgoth tries to put himself between like Wilvan and where the assembly people are going to be,
Okay.
if he can. I don't know
Okay.
if that.
It's possible. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
so that's Jimmy Shaga, Laphus, North, Wilvan, and then Orgoth, and then the assembly.
Yeah. They kind of the assembly people got pushed all the way to the end of the table, and they're sitting
That's
with.
what happens when you're late.
Yeah.
They were right behind us!
Are they on
No,
the same
sorry.
side of the table?
The assembly people are across. It's the allegiance of all sight people who are
Oh, yes.
pushed
Yeah.
down.
Right.
That's what I meant.
Cool.
They're not
And-
important.
And they're with the Cobalt Soul, Jamil, and they sit down and they start bringing the meal across the table. Laphus, make a perception check for me.
Ooh, and that is a good roll because it was 18 on the die plus. Why did my D&D Beyond go away?
No.
Come back.
It went down.
Perception 22.
You think that let me pull up their names again. Just a reminder, you've got Walcott, but you also have Cargill, the male orc historian, Esmeralda Albertson, a female human, Fundor, male dragonborn, and Amartha Bayor, a female elf with white hair, with the pseudo dragon. Esmeralda Laphus has a detect magic spell up.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of see it in their eyes. Lots of divination magic emanating from them.
She's like, is she staring directly at me?
Oh,
or-
yeah.
As she's doing that, Laphus is just gonna flip her off.
She kind of raises an eyebrow. It's like, just gives a little humph.
And then she just goes, second flip off.
Okay. Let's see what else. The Walcott kind of comes across the table like, Miss Prismawing, it will be wonderful to be able to get you alone to talk with you and so we can continue our negotiations.
What negotiations are you talking about?
The item that we're discussing.
He's talking too close. I can smell his breath.
What item is that? Can you elaborate for me, please?
Can we talk privately afterward?
We're all friends, right?
It is an item which,
That belonged to me at some point.
well, that is yet to be determined. You hear Jimishaga say, can we hold the business talk until after dinner? And Walcott says, very well. And kind of like pushes his stringy red hair over his shoulder.
Brother's too embarrassed to say exactly what item he's after.
So the conversation is strained, and your mother, North, does a very good job of like, so tell us about your, da-da-da-da-da. Tell us about the Empire. Tell us about the so-and-so mountains where you're from. Like, she's done her research.
Oh yeah, she's a pro at that, and I recognize that even from before I fucked off.
How
Jamon,
big is the table, Ron?
it's pretty big. It's like, it's more narrow than it is like wide, but it's long. With lots of, you're not like squished in tight. There's plenty of elbow room.
At one point, just while Orgoth is adjusting, he subtly tries to just kind of judge the weight of the table with his hands under it, just in case.
Make a this is kind of an investigation. Well, let's do sleight of hand first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hide it with
That's
sneeze. Hide it with the sneeze.
That's a 14.
Okay. You kind of like, it's a well-designed, well-made table, pretty heavy, and it is all in one piece. Like it's a long table. So it's pretty heavy. You think you could do it. You could totally flip it. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Okay.
They're saying a table is long, and the Cerberus Assembly members are like,
They're opposite
they're
you all, kind of in
mature.
the middle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I be a little pain in the ass and just like ask Orgoth to pass the salt, ask Orgoth to pass the pepper, and I guess that there's like many of them on the table, but I'm always asking him to pass another one so it all ends up like at one end of the table so we can't have it on the other end.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
After like the fourth time that happens, Wilvan just like silently looks up at North. That
Oh,
says
it's like
nothing.
doesn't taste much.
Jimashaga leans over
You're
to
eating like nothing. Of course, it's not going to taste like anything.
Jimashaga leans over to Jaman and says, "Are you certain it was a wise idea to invite these adventurers?" Looking directly at Laphus.
Laphus is just book out, has not touched anything on the table. Instead, she kind of like pushed it away from her.
Mhm.
Probably in front of Gimme Shaga, so it looks like she hasn't like eaten her second fill.
Mhm.
It's just like, what are you talking about? We're professional here.
Let's go nuts 69.
Yeah, she like closes the book and just like hands it over to her. Like, you want to read? It's pretty interesting. No, all right.
And she just kind of like humps. They remove the plates and they bring out dessert. It's some sort of flaming, and there's a mage that comes out, and they like they pour liqueur over this flan, and they like a mage actually like shoots a little firebolt, fire into it, and foom lights up in front of you, and the fire leaps.
The bottle.
And the fire leaps from plate to plate and goes all the way around.
That's awesome.
And the mages kind of like clap politely, but you can see that they're not impressed at all.
As we're eating this whole time, Wilvan has been using his non-dominant hand, rather, but probably a little clumsy about it because he's eating with his opposite hand. Because the hand with the tattoo is resting on the drum on his lap. So it looks like he's just being very proper, like with his other arm, but really it's just hiding the tattoo.
Got it. Okay.
Can I get a beat on the Cerberus Assembly people? Like, do they look armed in any way? Are their things bound?
They don't have any. Walcott has 2 daggers that are peace bound. You remember one of them having, it was let me pull up the notes again. Martha having a staff. Esmeralda having a staff, which she does not have with her. However, none of the others have any weapons, obvious weapons. Fundor has a big pouch on his waist. That's obviously a spell component bag.
And they let him keep it. So let Gandalf keep his stick.
You wouldn't take an old man's walking stick.
Actually, yes, I would in this case.
I mean, they didn't take my claws, which are my spell focus. So.
I think during the meal, also Orgoth is trying to convince them to bring food out to the 4 guys at that door.
I think no roll necessary. Talking with the it's like there's plenty of food to go around. The one of the servers. Actually, the server says, "Let me go get someone," and the server goes away and comes back with this blonde woman, and Wilvan, it's Lena. And she's like, yes, I can make sure that outside the Hand of Ord men are fed outside. I'll make sure of that. Hi, Wilvan.
Okay, thank you.
How are you doing?
Wilvan takes a huge bite of his dessert and while chewing just kind of gives a nod, like a hey kind of thing.
It's good to see you. And she kind of nods, and she's being professional, but you can see that she's a little bit smiley, happy to see you.
She's got a thing for you.
And he shakes his head, still in his dessert.
Okay.
Laphus pushes the dessert actually in front of Jamon this time.
Jamon eats it. It's his favorite. Yeah. He actually like leaves it burning, so it's like it burns off quickly, but a lot of people just take them and then blow them out. And he leaves it burning to make the the sauce really crispy, and then cracks it
Best.
with a spoon.
Just fucking
They
creme brulee.
they
that's
really
fun.
yeah kind of creme brulee-ish. After dinner, Hamuin looks like, excuse me, and goes over to the kids, and Mitchell gets up, and it's like, time to go. And the kids get up, and it's like, oh, I wanted to play some more. I like running up and down those stairs. And looks over at North and winks. Nomi does. It's like, well, you go home with Daddy, and I'll see you tonight. And Mitchell kind of nods at all four of you, takes the kids, leaves.
Did they pass by us?
Yes,
Easily?
yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna lean back at Nomi and let her know where I yoked the bag.
How are you going to pass that information along?
Huh.
Make a.
I'm gonna tell her to not forget her teddy.
Okay.
At the corner of the room, which you said.
Like you love the. I think I saw it there.
I did leave Teddy there. You're right. You're absolutely right. Daddy, can we stop and get Teddy? Okay. And they go outside. Jimmy Shaga stands up, bangs staff on the table, on the floor, and says, right this way, we have a meeting hall prepared. And they take you through another set of double doors to a round table this time. And again, there's name plates for every table, but you all can sit wherever you like.
I'm gonna look where the nameplates are because I don't want to be next to my mom because I look too much like her.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna sit on the other side of Jamon, where like Gimme Shotgun's on one end, I'm on the other.
Mm-hmm.
Wilvan sits closer to the Cerberus Assembly this time, so
Okay.
so he's in their peripherals and not in their
Mm-hmm.
direct line of sight.
Did the Cerberus Assembly all sit together, all five of them? Walcott makes a point of sitting next to Laphus.
I put Ashes right between us. Like I look for like a little stool or something, and I put him between us.
Okay. Okay.
And Orgoth will sit between Wilvan and the Cerberus Assembly. Like he's providing a meat shield the whole time between them and him.
So
Plus
you've got
a sight block.
You've got Walcott kind of like separated from the other four. Okay. Ashes just kind of like does a little under breath growl at Walcott. And it's like, what a lovely trained animal.
Better trained than you.
Jimmy Shaga. Jamon's not really leading this thing. They are doing a lot of listening. Jimmy Shaga is like, so let our conversation begin. To the diplomats from the Empire, from Cerberus Assembly, what would you like to wish to start off our talk tonight about? And again, Cargill takes the lead and says, I would like to talk with our esteemed colleagues from across the table about this this sunken city beneath Ank'harel and what you have found there, and about this mysterious red jewel that has been discovered.
Huh?
Not jewel, sorry, that's Ron. A mysterious red crystal that has been found below. And the headmasters kind of like talk, like they kind of look at each other and they say, we have discovered a substance called rudium that seems to have magical abilities. And it's like,
Where are they compared to us at the table, the two headmasters?
it's like if Jamon's 12 o'clock, the headmasters are at the 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Lapis is at 6 o'clock. Yeah.
I don't know where we are. where I am actually.
Where are
Where'd
you?
you set
The
yourself?
headmaster.
Yeah.
Where do you want to be?
I just wanted to be like not too close to my mom, so people could not be like, that looks like a
Yeah, your mom is sitting kind of at the 11 o'clock position, so that she's with the Empire
Okay.
section, but she's not with the Assembly.
Am I next to one of the headmasters?
You can be.
Is it the one who's talking?
Yes. That's James Kyron.
I'm gonna accidentally step on his foot.
Okay. And he kind of looks over and he's like, these
Give
are
him a
esteemed
glance.
mages and learned mages. Perhaps they can offer us some information about.
If they can't offer you information if they have not been down there. What are they gonna say? Really?
Esmeralda speaks up and says, well, to that point, perhaps you can give us a tour.
No.
We've just gotten rid of a spy down there.
Yeah, you think we're actually gonna
Excuse me for not trusting someone I just met. But I'd rather we keep the circle going down there. Very, very small.
And Headmaster Alacrito says, of course. We need to make sure that all information coming and going is secure. We can, if you wish, provide you with written documentation of things, if you wish, in exchange for like knowledge and like your concept of what this possibly could be. Of course, we would not be providing you any substance. We can only provide you with the written reports. And
I'd like to see those reports.
the mages, and you've actually seen some of these. It's just basically like things going up and down and like the research they've done into rudium.
Who knows which one of them has been written by someone who is not entirely honest. They need to be reviewed first, of course.
Everybody make a perception check.
Sight or...
Yeah, is it sight or what for north?
It is sight, yeah.
Okay. Saved my ass. 30-20.
Okay.
Also a dirty 20.
I have a
15.
dirty 11.
Nope.
I have a 15.
15. North and Wilvan, you notice that Walcott has a flower. He's wearing on his robe, a little like red flower. And you think you see something moving.
Shining in it?
Yeah, shining in it, yeah.
And I don't see it.
You don't see it, no. You kind of like, I guess you turned away, so he's like facing away from you.
Question. Do I have to actively like use the sending stone to send something to Laphus, or can I just like put my hand on it and mentally
By
send?
touching it, it activates. Like you can activate it by touching it.
I'm gonna share the information then.
Okay.
Just so that she's the one who's magically versed compared to me. So I'm gonna let her know.
Okay.
So I'm gonna turn over, just kind of give like a little glance over at Walcott,
Mm-hmm.
and look down at the flower.
Make an Arcana check.
But actually, heck the sending stone. I have message.
Yeah.
Does message have a vocal
Dirty 20.
30-20?
Wait, let me check.
A dirty 20 for a 33.
Nice.
Okay, no, it's gonna be a sending stone.
Okay. It appears to be the sensor from a scry spell.
I'm going to kind of mentally connect just a little bit with Ashes so that Ashes could kind of just casually jump on, like she's gonna grab Ashes, put him on the table, act as she's playing with him a little bit, and she's gonna have him like kind of try to yank the flower as though he's being playful to grab at it.
Okay. Walcott is like Control your pet, Laphus. He's
Does
like,
it grab it though?
You're on first name basis. This is not very polite.
No.
Natural 20 for Ashes.
Yes.
My
Fuck
God.
the Ashes! MVP!
I think this is the first natural 20 that my gold sparkly dice have rolled in a long time.
Important one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ashes grabs it, and the sensor flies out and kind of goes invisible.
Huh.
Do we see that happen?
If you're watching, make a perception check.
I was gonna say, if anyone's gonna be watching, it's Shimon.
It's still on that dirty 20 where we have to make another one.
This is like
And you would?
North, because you saw it, you and Wilvan, you saw it too. So you both see this. Orgoth just does not see it at all. So.
No.
Bad boy, come here. No, you don't do that. No.
And he kind of like rips the flower to pieces.
Oh no.
Laphus?
Darn.
And this actually brings up, Cargo says, the matter of the deaths of several of the Cerberus Assembly that have happened within your walls. And we were able to cast the Speak with Dead spell on the man who fell from the building, and says that he was stabbed by an assailant on the roof while he was enjoying a lovely walk up there to see the sights. And then somebody threw his body down below. That's all he remembers. He did not see this person sneak up on them and was attacked from behind. And that is the information I wish to impart, what we discovered. But it seems that you have, from talking with people, that you have a couple of thieves' guilds operating, criminal organizations operating with. Thank you. Operating with this. Sorry, I got distracted. Operating within your city walls. And we need to make sure that this is a safe place for any Imperial diplomat. And let's call it there. No cliffhanger. We'll just start it exactly right there.
Like, right up to time.
Yeah.
Is it even your jurisdiction to check on that motherfucker?
Yeah.
I've got a list of things I want to talk about, and like it's like we're only like it's part 2, so
This feels right though.
Another half hour. Another.
There's no way.
I know that some people have to leave.
we can do. This will just be like part 2 next week of this episode of this. So great job, everybody! Take inspiration. This was a wonderful.
This
Wow,
is like
I
my
already have
fifth-
one. In...
Yeah, this is like my 5th one. Can I like 5th stack it?
No, this is not the Baldur's Gate video game.
No, you may not.
Ugh.
You can't have Speak with Animals all day long. You can't have a stack of inspiration.
Can I recast Speak with Dead forever?
No, you cannot. Well, let's go around and do a wrap up.
Hey everybody, this is Bill. You can find me at Bill Roper on, I don't know, probably a social someplace. I don't go there very much anymore because I spent all my time on our Discord, which is where you should all be hanging out because it is crazy good. I'm also doing some recording right now for our Shadowport Adventures Luck of the Draw over on the Emporium for the Wayward Gamer, where we're doing some Star Wars. I'm flying a ship. We're getting into trouble. I'm just so good. It's just so good. This is very tense. I was very tense at the beginning of the episode. So thank you all for going along for this ride.
Great job, Bill.
Everybody, this was Jaiden. You could find me on Blue Sky at Foxshawfala and also on the Discord. I'm usually hanging around there, doing random shit, talking about random shit. And honestly, guys, just be good to each other. Stop with the AIs.
My God. Yeah,
Just
no more
stop
AI.
it.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Just stop.
Folks, thank you for tuning in. This is Ross, been playing Wilvan. You can find me on Instagram at GriffRM. Yeah, check out our Linktree. That's got everything we have. You can find that on any social that you find the Severed Sons. If there is a social that you are on that you're not following the Severed Sons, you're missing out because there's content everywhere to be found. And just instead of plugging anything, I'm just going to say, I don't know, drink some water and text someone you love and tell them that you love them. Why not?
No.
Aw. Hey everyone, this is Jaime. I've been playing North the Adrian Rogueclock. You can find me on Twitter /BlueSky/Tumblr at Suburban Cryptic. I usually plug the Patreon, but this week there is something special that I want to plug. This is the second time Canada has, on September 30th, the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. So I just want to say that, take that day to reflect a little bit. If you want to have some reading material, there is a book that has been translated in English, is also available in French. On nous appelait les sauvages, they called it savages, by Dominic Rankin, which is a lived account of hereditary chief who ended up in the residential school system. So it is quite a sobering read, but I think it is something that is important to learn about. And give to your local Indigenous charities. That's it for me. Thanks for joining.
It's me now. Okay, sorry. Please follow us on Twitter at Severed Sons DND. You can, my name is Ron Murphy, and you can find me on Twitter at Ron88Keys RBDM. Please follow us on Twitter at Severed Sons D&D. You can find the Severed Sons Rhyme and the Frostmaiden podcast at any podcasting platform. Share us with all your friends. We have a fantastic community on a Discord. Join our Patreon for early access to episodes and a whole lot more. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast, Gang Critical Role, and to all our listeners and our fans. Keep on rolling, everyone. Haunts? I don't know what a haunts is. Bye, all.
Bye.
See you for part 2.
Yeah.
You're gonna know what a